Matt, first time taking the court since, that 2019 national championship. You were able to get some scrimmages under your belt back in the spring, but the first time that your girls are actually going to be taking on an opponent in a regular season matchup tomorrow night here at Gold Farm. Just talk to me a little bit about, your excitement level coming into the season and what you've seen out of your girls during this preseason period and how excited they are to just get back on the floor and, take on an actual opponent.
Yeah, I think anytime you get to play somebody other than yourself, it's always exciting just to see, where you are and how you compare in some ways. But for the most part, we focus on, what we can do in the gym and how we can handle ourselves. I would say certainly excitement is going to be there. I think the main tone that I hear from everybody, including the coaching staff, is we're just grateful to be back in the gym, being able to compete again. It's been, almost feels like 2 years. From an official game standpoint. So, I think overall just the gratefulness that we have, for the opportunity.
Some familiar names, Natalie Aston, Simone Bliss back, Lauren Anthony, Eleni Panagopoulos with you as well. But, the importance of having, those four back with the, how much experience they got under their belt, not just winning a national championship, but the difficulties that you went through in that 2019 season with having such a limited roster, but to have their experience back. Simone, obviously one of the best players in all of Division III, Natalie, arguably the best setter in the country. But from a leadership standpoint, how much are you going to lean on them this fall when, still not going to be necessarily a normal fall, a normal season, but to have that veteran leadership coming back, how important is it to bring in some of these new players that haven't gotten a chance to play Division III volleyball yet?
I mean, their leadership is probably the biggest value. I wouldn't say the biggest value, but a large part of the value that they bring to this team and having them come back. I mean, from a playing standpoint, that's pretty evident. They're that good. But seeing Simone, just take the younger players under her wing and, whether it's in a small group or in a large group, and just helping them understand the culture that we have in this program. And not only just from a message standpoint, but also from her actions. And I would say that goes for all of our upperclassmen. I mean, they've been doing a wonderful job with that. Natalie is that quiet, reserved leader by example. She always likes to flash that smile. So unfortunately right now when we wear masks at home or in practice, we don't get to see that as much. But, just seeing how much joy that they have playing the game and how happy they are to be back, I think that just trickles down to everybody else. And, so we're just really excited to see, how the season goes. Yeah, I mean, Lauren has just continued to expand her ability in the front row in terms of an attack threat. Now she's getting all the way across the net, and she brings a fire to her that, it's just obvious when she plays and gets excited. Eleni, the word that comes to mind with her is selfless. I mean, you figure back in 2019, she played right side for us the entire season, like you said, honorable All-American. And now she's moving back to the middle, which was a position that she came into and was playing as a freshman. And, doing that for the betterment of the team and also knowing that we brought Sydney in, and Sydney came in, who's a right side lefty. And so there's not so many places you can put a right side lefty, or at least a lefty in general, not necessarily right side. But so, for her being willing to make that transition, just says so much about her as an individual. And then, I'd be remiss to even mention Sarah Kahn coming up, and filling in that role that Hada left behind. And she's done a wonderful job, and you can just see the fire that she has on the court, and she's holding people accountable for a little extra effort and things like that. So, for me, I'm just thankful to have so many senior leaders. And then we even have Elena Williams, our UMBC transfer, who's come in as well, and she will be looking to fill time in at the outside position too. So, it's so valuable having such a large team with 7 upperclassmen to really help guide us through this year. So we just haven't talked about it. Maybe it's in the back of our minds, 35-0. It always comes out somewhere, usually in the website or somewhere else. Somebody talking about our program. But Volleyball is certainly not a game that typically has long streaks like that. The only other team that I can really think back to is like Penn State when they won, 4+ whatever it was national championship runs and things like that. So, our mindset right now is like take it one game at a time, point by point, do the little things that are necessary to get us where we want, which is our main goal of, winning the conference, getting back into the tournament, hosting again would be wonderful. That was nice to do. And then putting ourselves in that Elite Eight and giving ourselves a chance again. I think if we worry too much about, we lose a game and then all of a sudden our mindset just completely changes because of that one loss, I think that'll be very much a detriment in the long run. So, if we can continue to do that, fantastic, good storyline. But for us, we're just really going to focus on the process and what we need to do to be successful.